I don't care what you trade or how you trade, you don't need a gazillion monitors to become a successful trader. Not only are you going to go insane trying to keep track of everything, but your eyes and neck are going to hate you for it. On the flip side, having just a single screen is probably not enough, particularly if your only screen is your phone. You need to have a fine balance with the amount of screens you use, and this largely depends on your method of trading. So that begs the question, how many screens are enough? For me, I'm a swing trader of stocks, and I found that 4 screens are the perfect amount for me when I'm trading from home. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm watching on each one of my screens and explain to you how extra screens have made me a more profitable trader. Now, before I get into my monitor setup, first I want to share with you 3 tips when it comes to buying monitors. This is important because I see a lot of new traders overthinking their setup and overspending when it's absolutely not necessary. So first and foremost, the first thing you should bear in mind when it comes to buying monitors is don't emulate social media. Don't try to emulate what you see on social media, because I see so many traders on YouTube with super wide and expensive monitors and very flashy setups. Now, I suspect the majority of them do this for show and are probably not even profitable. In any case, save your money and avoid all of the flashy stuff for now. You don't need the highest spec monitor out there. You're trading stocks, not playing video games. And when you're profitable, then you can think about upgrading your setup to look like the Star Trek control panel. This leads me to my next tip: don't overspend on monitors. In fact, there's no point in buying brand new monitors, since the amount of people that get rid of perfectly good monitors is staggering. You can easily find some great bargains on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. I picked up 2 practically new 24-inch EMA monitors, complete with their original box and accessories, for only £100. Now, I'm pretty sure you can find even better deals out there. My last tip is to avoid screens that are too wide, unless you're using a single screen as opposed to having multiple monitors. In my opinion, anything from 20 to 24 inches is perfect, as it'll fit enough information on the screen without you having to squint your eyes. Anything bigger than a 24-inch screen and you'll just have to strain your neck and eyes by constantly having to turn your head. So now let me show you how I've set up my monitors. So I have in total 4 screens: my Lenovo ThinkPad 14-inch laptop, a 24-inch EMA monitor and a 27-inch EMA monitor, which are both attached to a dual monitor arm, and a freestanding 15.6-inch MSI portable monitor. The specifications of each screen is not really that important, to be honest. As long as the monitors are full HD and have no faults that can affect your trading, then you're good to go. Let's start off with my main screen, which is of course my laptop. So everything starts here. It's my control panel for the components on every other screen. At the top left of the screen, I have a multi-tab panel that shows information on all the major sectors and a gap up scanner that I run every day before the market opens. I'll go through this list to see if there are any stocks that match my setup criteria. Just below I have another gap up scanner, and you're probably wondering why I have 2 gap up scanners. Well, the first scanner only allows me to filter stocks by price and volume, and as a result it brings back a lot of irrelevant results. However, I still use it because once in a while there are certain stocks of interest that pop up on this scanner but won't appear on others. On the other hand, the second scanner has a lot more filtering options, and for some reason it displays a lot more results in the pre-market. Alongside both of these built-in scanners, I also use the Finviz Elite scanner just to make sure I don't miss anything. I know it sounds like overkill, but it honestly doesn't take much effort. I just run all the scanners 30 to 45 minutes before the market opens and go through all the stocks. Unless it's earnings season, then most of the time there's not many stocks in play, if any. Now at the center I have my alerts panel, which only gets utilized for my EP delay setup, where the opportunities are very few and far between. When I was trading breakouts, I used alerts a lot more often, but since I no longer trade breakouts, alerts aren't really a huge benefit for my trading. Below the alerts panel, I have another multi-tab panel that shows my account information and trades that I've taken on the current day. This information gets reset and updated at the end of each day. From top to bottom on the right side of my laptop screen, I have a panel that displays stocks I currently have positions in, and QQQ and IWM. These are two ETFs that I closely follow to get a sense of the overall market sentiment. Below this, I have another panel that shows some other information regarding my current positions, such as how many shares I'm holding and their average cost per share. The bottom right panel just displays my stop loss orders and limit orders, if I have any. And that's all for my laptop screen. Let's move on to my right hand side screen, which is my 24-inch monitor, and this is equally as important as my laptop screen. Basically, this is my charting screen where I analyze different charts and make my trading decisions. On it, I have 3 different charts, so going from the order of the most important to the least important, there's the daily chart. Now this chart takes up the most space because it's the time frame I base all of my trading decisions on. So naturally it will have the most indicators. At the bottom of this chart, I have volume, an average volume line, and an average true range line. The main section features the 10 and 20 EMAs, the 50 and 200 SMA, and my support and resistance lines, and information about the current ticker such as its market cap, sector, and earnings date. Next we have the 5-minute chart. This is where I zoom in on the current day, and it allows me to get a feel for the price action and make my entries with precision. If I plan on making a quick entry, then I'll switch it to the 1-minute time frame, but that's a rare occurrence. 99% of the time it stays on the 5-minute time frame. As you've noticed, I don't have any moving averages on this chart. I want to keep it as clean as possible. However, nearby support and resistance lines will still show up here. And lastly, we have the weekly chart. This chart pretty much just accompanies the daily chart and makes it easier to go further back in time to draw support and resistance lines. The only moving average I have here is the 200 SMA, just so I can gauge the stock's direction a bit better. To the right of these charts, I have a time and date clock at the top, which I've intentionally made quite big as I always want to be aware of the time. Below that, there's the trade montage panel, which displays various bits of information about the current ticker. It's also where I can manually enter my trades, set stop losses and limit targets. However, most of the time I use my Stream Deck hotkeys to do all of this. It's just so much faster and easier. You can check out my video about trading with the Stream Deck here. Then lastly, on this screen, there's my extensive watch list where I keep a track of potential setups as well as the best uptrending growth stocks in various sectors, mainly tech and healthcare. Even though I'm keeping tabs on quite a lot of stocks, I really don't pay much attention to them unless they present an opportunity. Stocks on my watch list are constantly in and out of rotation, so if the market is strong, there'll be more stocks, and conversely, if the market is weak, there'll be fewer stocks. That's all for this screen. Now let me show you my 27-inch monitor, which I have on my left hand side. This monitor consists of 6 windows that can show up to 6 different stocks, ones that I'm closely watching for potential entries. Without the ability to watch all these different stocks at the same time, I would no doubt miss so many opportunities. When there's a lot of setups, all 6 windows will be utilized, and if I need to make an entry, then I'll just double click on any one of the windows and that specific ticker will be transferred over to my main trading screen. If any of the stocks on here fail to present an entry, perhaps due to being too overextended or maybe the volume drops off, then I take it off the screen and leave the window blank. If the opportunity is no longer there, then there's no point in watching that stock. And lastly, we have my MSI 15.6 inch portable monitor. I use this monitor to track the movements of 4 different sectors or ETFs. QQQ and IWM will always be on there, and I'll just have 2 other sectors of interest. Other trading things I need to access, such as my trading calculator spreadsheet and websites like Finviz and TradingView, will also be used on this screen. Now, if you're wondering why I don't use a bigger monitor for my last screen, well, I don't really need to. I love the fact that my portable monitor saves space, and I also take it with me when I travel. My travel workstation is something I'll cover in another video, so keep an eye out for that. And that's all the screens I use for my home trading setup. Can I trade with only 1 or 2 screens? Yes, I can, and I used to, but it's not very practical and I'd miss so many opportunities since I wouldn't be able to simultaneously track as many stocks. Would having even more screens be useful? The answer is no. I mean, sure, I can watch even more stocks at the same time, but there's only so much information my brain can digest before it gets exhausted. I've seen some traders with 6, 7, even 8 screens. Maybe they're super traders or I'm just slow, but I think for most people having that amount of screens does more harm than good. Let me know how many screens you use in the comment section below, and if you like this video, just press the like button and subscribe for more swing trading stuff. See you in the next video.